Hi friends, my name is Kayla Natalie. I'm a certified birth doula. Let's talk about how to hire a doula. This is actually a question that I get constantly on my social medias. I have a huge social media presence, and every single day this is a question that I am asked. How to hire a doula. So let's go over the hiring process of a doula, what you're in for with a doula, with most doulas, at least with me, and what a doula does. So let's start out with the basics. What is a doula? It's important to know that there are all kinds of doulas. There are birth doulas, postpartum doulas, there are miscarriage doulas, so you just need to figure out what exactly you want. In this video, I'm going to be talking about postpartum and birth doulas. So postpartum doula is just essentially the postpartum part of having a baby. Postpartum refers to the part after you have a baby and all of the healing that goes into it, whether you have a vaginal birth or a C-section. And a birth doula is kind of exactly what it says, a birth doula. So a doula that is there during birth. There's a big misconception that your doula will only be there for your birth, and that is just not true for majority of doulas. Your doula is there during your pregnancy as well. And this is why I tell people to hire your doula as soon as you know you want one, because your doula can be an amazing resource during your pregnancy as well. And a lot of times your doula is the same amount whether you hire them at 4 weeks or at 40 weeks. Now, what even is a doula? A birth and a postpartum doula specifically are ones that are there to help you during pregnancy, labor, birth, and postpartum. It is a support person that has knowledge in birth and postpartum that a normal, regular person just wouldn't have. A doula is there to give you physical support and emotional support as well. They are there to help you get resources during pregnancy and postpartum, as well as labor. So now let's talk about the big question. How to hire a doula. Let's start off by saying that there's many ways that you can find a doula in your area that works for you. My biggest tip is to go onto Facebook, type in where you are, your area, as well as doulas. You can even search mom groups, asking in mom groups if they had a doula. A lot of it is by mouth. If that is unsuccessful or you want to find another doula, I highly recommend finding at least 3 doulas that you want to have a consultation with. After you check Facebook and all of the mom groups and your local mom groups and all of that kind of stuff, I want you to go onto Google. A lot of doulas are LLC, which meaning they are their own business. So a lot of them have Googles. They have their business on Google. Checking their website, going to Yelp, looking at reviews, doing all of that stuff can really help as well. And then you go onto their websites or find their email or their phone number and you give them a call. A lot of doulas actually do have a social media presence, whether that is Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever it is. I'm sure that you can find their social media as well and see real life experiences with that doula. Become your own FBI agent. Majority of doulas do offer free consultations. Consultation can be anything. It can be a phone call, it can be in person, whatever you're comfortable with. And this is a time to ask any of the questions that you have. What kind of births they support, what kind of births they don't support. Are they a home birth doula or more of a hospital doula? How many births have they attended? All of these other questions. If you guys want me to do an entire video on the questions that I would ask in a consultation, leave me a comment. This is to get a feel for if this doula works for you. Because let me tell you, there's a lot of doulas that will not work for you and your preferences and what birth you want. And that is a-okay. It's okay to say, you know what, I don't think this doula is for me, but that's for someone else. That is what a consultation is for, is to suss out if this is your doula or not. And like I said previously, I want you to talk to at least 3 different doulas in your area that you would be interested in working with and do a consultation with all 3 of them and then go home. You don't have to pick right away. It is okay if you sit on it for a little bit and go, okay, I liked this one, but I don't know if necessarily they are for me. It is okay if you don't hire a doula on the spot. In fact, a lot of doulas will not accept clients on the spot of a consultation, just to let you both kind of sit on it. Now, once you have found the doula that you want to hire, you're going to call them up, obviously hire them. They are probably going to have you sign contracts and do all of that kind of stuff. Here is what a doula does. It's important to know that not every single doula is going to do all of these services. This is just what most doulas will offer for birth and postpartum. A lot of doulas will offer support during pregnancy. This is when you can call them. A lot of times we are on call. We have our emails, you have our emails, so that way we can correspond back and forth during your pregnancy. If you have any questions for a doula during your pregnancy, we are there from the time you hire us till postpartum. It really depends on the doula and like what services they offer. A lot of doulas only do the birth, labor, and immediate postpartum, and then just kind of don't do the rest of the postpartum. I specifically have 3 different tiers that I offer depending on what level of support you need. Again, doulas are going to have different tiers of what kind of support you need. I have my least expensive as being in there during active labor, transition, birth, and then leaving like an hour after birth-ish. It's always important to ask during a consultation what kind of tiers they have, like what kind of services they provide, and what services you want. In fact, before going to consultations and interviewing doulas, I want you to write down a list of what kind of things you want in a doula and what kind of support you need during pregnancy, birth, postpartum. This will actually give you a better idea and the doula a better idea of what kind of support you need. Would you like them to be there in active labor or early labor? Would you like them to just be there for the birth? Would you like them to support you in other ways, such as hip squeezes and essential oils and all of that kind of stuff? What kind of things do you want and what you need? You and you alone are the only one that can answer what you need during labor, birth, postpartum. A lot of times people hire us because they don't have their own support person, whether their partner is not there or is not a good support person. There's so many reasons a doula is necessary. It's important to know that a doula is not just there for hip squeezes and essential oils. We are also there for support, both physically and emotionally. We also advocate for you and with you. That's also another thing that I want you to think about. What kind of level of support and advocacy do you want? Some doulas sit there in the corner and do not make a peep, don't talk to the doctors, don't talk to the nurses, they only talk to you. And some doulas do absolutely advocate for you and with you. I will absolutely talk to a doctor or a nurse if I absolutely have to, and my client is unable to advocate for themselves. But that is something that you have to think about if you want that kind of advocacy and that kind of support. I hope you guys enjoyed this type of video. I want to do so many more videos over here. Let me know in the comments what kind of videos do you want to see. Do you want to see more of these sit down videos? Do you want to see me demonstrating how to use a birthing ball and a peanut ball? Let me know. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye friends.